Links to previous episodes are given in the video description, so don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. His Moon, His Prisoner. Episode 6. Chapter 25. Lily's P.O.V. After receiving a phone call while I was at school, I quickly picked up my bag off the bench and immediately ran out of the school gates. I was running as fast as I could, but after 10 minutes it started raining. When I left home early, it didn't look like it was going to rain. I hadn't brought an umbrella with me, but I had to get there as soon as possible. I had to get to the police station under any circumstances. My phone began to ring and I saw that it was Bella. "Hello," I said, answering her call, wiping the raindrops from my face. "Lily, are you okay? What happened? Why did you leave school in such a hurry without telling me or Victoria? If there is a big problem then tell me and I will come help you with it," Bella prompted. I could hear the rain beating down around her through the phone. It seemed as if the rain was even worse there. I didn't want to bother her with this. I also really didn't want to take her to the police station with me. "Yes, there is a big problem, but don't worry, I will handle everything. I will call you later," I assured her. I knew she was worried about me, but she understood my point and we both hung up the phone. I reached the crossing signal and hurriedly started crossing the road before the light turned red to green, but a bike was speeding towards me at a great speed. How could he drive so fast when the light was red? I thought to myself, but then my mind went blank as I didn't know what to do. I couldn't go backwards or forward because I was going to get into a huge accident either way. "Stupid girl! Come here!" a voice yelled. I was suddenly pulled back, wrapping me in the possessive hold of an unknown person. I closed my eyes as the bike was still barreling towards me at full speed. I almost cried out in fright, but when I opened my eyes the bike had just passed by, not hitting me. Both my hands and legs were shaking in fear, but I tried to control myself and my breathing. The hold on me got even tighter and the warmth coming off this person's body was something else. It made it so that I didn't want to move. I looked back to see who was holding me, who had saved my life, and my face drained of all color when I saw that my savior was none other than the person who hates me the most. Leo. I immediately freed myself from his hold in a panic, backing away from him. "What are you doing here?" I asked, looking around me only to find that the rain had now stopped, but I was soaking wet. I placed my hands over my body, especially my chest, as I was in such a hurry. I had run out of the school in my sports clothes and it was not good. These clothes were showing off my figure and the skirt was sticking to my legs. Leo's eyes were staring at my body. I lowered my head in shame as not only was he looking at me but so were other men that were passing me by. I peeked up at him to see that his gaze was still on me, but he had a look in his eyes as if he was saying that he had every right to look at me, anywhere he wanted to. I was just passing through when I saw that was just waiting to be hit by a bike instead of saving her own life. Leo replied, taunting and making fun of me. At this time I had no more reason to argue with him, nor did I have the time. "Thank you very much for saving my life. I apologize for wasting your time," I implored before running across the road. I took my phone out, noting that I had wasted 20 minutes and I have yet to reach the police station yet. I left Leo standing there, not glancing back at him once. It was evening and soon it would be dark, so I decided to finish my journey by taxi for the last 5 minutes. I was trying to stop a taxi, but each one just passed me by and never stopped. Suddenly a black expensive car pulled up in front of me, but I couldn't see the driver because the windows were tinted. The window rolled down and I saw Leo, sitting in the car. I didn't know that this was his car. What was he doing here? Come in and sit down, Leo said, but I couldn't accept his invitation. Why was he offering me a lift? Thank you, but I will get a taxi, I murmured as irritation and anger arose on his face at my rejection of his offer. He was again gazing up and down at my wet body. I thought he was going to start spewing his normal venom at me, but instead he opened the car door. Get in now. This is the last time I am asking you, after that I will pick you up and put you inside the car, Leo demanded. I knew he would do it. I looked at my mobile again, seeing that I had wasted even more time waiting for a taxi and he was the only one who could help me right now. Oh God, I know this is going to be a stupid idea, but I have no other solution. I mumbled to myself, getting into his car and closing the door behind me. The seats in here were luxurious and I had never had the chance to ride in a car. This was my first time. What if I got his seat dirty? He would scold me. I was waiting for him to start driving, but when I looked up I saw that he was staring at me. He looked as though he had heard me grumbling at him, so I quickly looked away from him and looked to the road, pretending that I hadn't said anything. Where? Leo rudely asked. I instantly realized that I should not have accepted his help. My heart was beating fast from him asking me that question. I don't know how he would react when he came to know that I was going to the police station. I felt his gaze on me, waiting for a reply. I clutched my bag tightly in panic. I am sorry, it's okay, but I will go on my own, I mumbled. Grabbing the door handle just as I was about to push it open, he grabbed my hand, forcing me to look at his face, and I sensed that something was wrong. I asked, "Where are you going?" Leo inquired. He sounded really serious. It felt like it was necessary for him to know at any cost, whether he was taking me there or not, but if I tell him I am going to the police station then he would think bad of me and he already hates me. If I ask you to just leave me at my destination without questioning me, will you do it? I asked, looking deep into his dark green eyes. As soon as he heard me his eyes changed. Unexpectedly I felt as if I could hear his heartbeat. It was very strange. Was it because he was holding my hand? He started the engine of the car while loosening his grip on my hand and fixing his eyes on the road. I was surprised that he did not ask about my destination and just started driving. I had not expected this change in behavior from him. I was giving him directions and my eyes were constantly on the phone screen, shaking my right leg due to nervousness and looking outside the window. When I got a call from the same number again. "Lily, where are you? Come quickly," Bob said as soon as I answered the phone. He seemed even angrier than before. Perhaps his voice was so loud that Leo heard, but when I glanced at him he was no longer looking at me. That means he was not listening. "I am really sorry, but I am on the way. Just give me 5 more minutes," I begged him. He shouted more. I was silently listening to him. After hearing his scolding and shouting I cut the call. "Please stop the car right here. I asked him to stop the car on a dark street a little away from the police station, so that he would not know where I was going. Over here? But this road is very deserted and there is nothing here. Leo replied, stopping the car and taking stock of the surrounding environment. Yes, I will leave from here. Thank you very much for giving me the lift. I will try to repay your favor soon. I vowed, unbuckling the seat belt and getting out of the car. I slowly closed the car door, but when I turned around I saw that he was still sitting in the car. He would be gone soon. I was making my way to the police station and I don't know why, but I felt good that he helped me. He was better than an unknown stranger. I ran up the steps to the police station and as soon as I walked inside Bob saw me. You finally came! Bob shouted at me. I froze in my spot, not letting him near me. I'm sorry, I was in school, I started to say, but he didn't let me finish. I don't care where you were. Do you see what Oliver did to me? Bob shouted, pointing to his head which was bleeding. His nose was bleeding and he looked like someone had punched him. I was shocked to see that Oliver had beaten him so badly. I'm really sorry, Bob. I muttered, walking towards him. Sorry won't change what he has done to me, it will not lead you anywhere, Lily. Bob grumbled, grabbing my hand. Please, let go of my hand, we are in a police station, you cannot treat me like this. I pleaded, but he just smirked at me. You girl do not have any idea how I can treat you. Bob whispered, my eyes met with the policeman who was watching everything. I tried to push his hand away from mine, but it was no use. What do you want? I asked, and he began to look happy. Oliver beat me and I have yet to file a complaint against him because I was waiting for you. They will throw him in jail for a long time if I do. Bob stated with his dirty smile. I angrily pushed him away from me. Good. File a complaint against him. I don't care what you do. You are his friend and this is between you two, I am not getting involved. He did wrong so he should be punished. I shouted, following his gaze to see Oliver lying on a bench. He was drunk and looked really dangerous with how his hand was. Yes, send him to jail, but you know what he will do to you if he goes to jail just due to your stubbornness. You know what he will do when he is released, you live with him, right? You will end up being at the receiving end of his animalistic abuse. Bob warned. I closed my eyes as his words made me shiver. He was right, I can't let Oliver go to jail because he would kill me once he got out. What do you want? I asked. He brought his hand up to stroke my hair. That's better, that's what I wanted to hear. Bob whispered. I felt his hand going to my waist. I tried to shove his hand away from me, but nothing worked as he molested me in front of a police officer, but they were all friends. Don't touch her! Leo shouted from behind me, growling as he violently shoved Bob away from me and pulling me into the relative safety of his arms. I was badly shivering but not because of the cold, it was due to fear. Bob's touch felt so dirty, but what was Leo doing here? I had thought he had left, had he followed me? Why? What would I say to him if he asks why I was here? Who are you? Bob shouted at Leo, but Leo only glared at him. I knew that Leo was holding himself back because we were in a police station. I had seen his anger back in the store when I saw his animal eyes looking at those drunk men. I feared that if he did something here that I wouldn't know what to do. I heard his low growl as I held his hand tightly to stop him. I didn't want him to get in any trouble because of me. Leo looked down. When I saw his eyes were their normal dark green, the first let out a breath I hadn't even known I was holding in. You are no one to ask my identity. If you want to file a complaint, do so, because it's not like you didn't hit him in return. You hit him just as much as he hit you. In the end my lawyer would win the case and you would go to jail as well. Leo warned, still holding me in his grip. How does he know all this? I was sure that Leo hadn't been in the police station when Bob told me everything. How had he heard it from so far away? Bob looked scared listening to Leo and the way Leo spoke. Never mind the what dressed, and his confidence proved that he was not joking about his lawyer and jail. Bob looked back to the helpless police friend who was now ignoring him. Bob then angrily walked over to me, sticking his index finger right in my face. So you came here with your bodyguard? Bob angrily shouted at me. He is not my bodyguard. I shouted back, not showing my fear. This time I am letting this matter go because of the bodyguard, Lily, but don't think that your bodyguard can save you all the time. Bob threatened me. I was once again going to correct Bob about Leo not being my bodyguard when I felt Leo let go of my waist and pushed me back so that I was behind him. Leo stood in front of Bob, completely towering over him. He grabbed Bob's index finger, the one he had shoved in my face, and began to bend it back. Bob looked at him in fear, scared that he was going to break his finger in two. Yeah, next time you won't see her bodyguard, because before you catch sight of me I will rip your eyes out of your head. Leo cautioned. The saliva was stuck in my throat when I heard him. He was saying this in the middle of a police station without any fear at all, but he wouldn't break his finger, surely not, right? Please let go of his finger, I said to Leo, pushing Bob's hand away. Thankfully he listened to me and Bob quickly walked away. While I looked over at Oliver, who was still drunk and laying on the bench. As he did not make any complaint, then I am taking him home, I told the police officer. He looked really irritated with the fact that he wasn't able to help Bob in this matter. Yeah, just take him out, but write your name and his name here. It is a formality, as the case still came to the police station, the police officer said, throwing a pen on the desk in front of me. I walked over to the form and started to fill in our information, but then I saw the question about my relationship to Oliver and I had to fill it in. Stepbrother, Leo barked, causing me to flinch. Why was he standing behind me? I looked back to see that he had raised his brows while reading the word stepbrother, but why? Yes, I replied. He looked quite happy to hear that he was my stepbrother, or as he likes to call him, my boyfriend. I never intend to let anyone know my relationship with Oliver due to my past experiences. Others used to bully me because of his drinking and fighting after getting drunk. I was abused by so many of my old classmates because of him, and now Leo also knew about it. He saw my condition. I was feeling embarrassed. My old memories were flooding back to me. I just wanted to get away from his prying eyes, so I walked to Oliver and tried to make him come to his senses. Oliver, let's go, I urged, pulling his hand. He groaned as I tried to sit him up, looking at the wine bottle he still had in his hand, clutching it like it was a diamond to him. "Let's go home," I said, touching his face to try and make him wake up, but he wasn't listening to me. I looked back at Leo, who was watching everything. I felt weirder. I pulled Oliver's hand, trying to get him to stand. Thankfully he stood up, but his heavy body fell on me. I was about to fall on the floor with him on top of me, but I held myself up, and then I felt Oliver's body weight was totally on me. I could not move my legs even an inch. That was when his drunken figure was pulled away from me. He was now in Leo's hold. I took a deep breath as I was not able to breathe, as I was not able to with all of his weight and the stench of wine seeping off of him. "Didn't I say to never touch another male?" Leo asked, and he looked angry to see that I had touched Oliver. What was he talking about? Another male? He was again acting crazy. "Didn't you just read that he is my step-brother?" I asked, looking at him with anger and a little confusion in my eyes. "Yet I read it, but I also read the word step written in front of the word brother," Leo replied, holding Oliver up by the collar. "How can he be so powerfully strong?" He was only holding Oliver up by his collar, taking him out of the police station while maintaining sufficient space between Oliver and himself. It seemed as if Leo's nose was extremely sensitive and he was not able to stand the smell of alcohol oozing from Oliver's pores. He violently threw Oliver into the back seat of his car, like he was a sack of potatoes, and then I saw him get a bottle of water out of the front of his car and start washing his hands. I didn't feel good seeing him doing this, and I knew he was uncomfortable with Oliver, but he still did it. "I'm sorry," I said. He looked at me confused. "For what? Don't tell me you are trying to back out of the promise you made me." "Come on now, sit," Leo urged, so I got into his car. "What promise?" I asked, giving him a puzzled look as he started to drive. "I knew it. I knew you were just saying that. You said that you would repay me for helping you, remember?" Leo reminded me, and I nodded. He had taken it too seriously, but a promise was a promise. I looked back to see Oliver, who was dirtying the back seats of Leo's expensive car. "Don't look at him," Leo growled as I checked on Oliver. "What is his problem?" I quickly looked at the road and not at Oliver. After half an hour he stopped his car in front of my home. Quickly jumping out of the car, opening the back door, I tried to pull Oliver out. "Move," Leo said, pulling me back once again. He helped me in this matter. "Go ahead and open the door," Leo suggested. I run to open it. He brought him inside and I closed the front door before opening the door to Oliver's room. Leo threw him on the bed and quickly exited the room. I too got out of his dangerous room as fast as I could, closing the door behind me. I turned around to see that Leo was looking at me. It felt weird that he was here, inside my home. I never would have thought that Leo would ever actually be in my home, and he must think of it as a doll's house. My eyes went to his shirt that was dirty, possibly ruined because of Oliver's wine. Oh my God! His shirt looks so expensive. He also noticed his shirt and I was waiting for him to say something. You can clean your shirt in my bathroom," I offered, pointing to my room as I knew he would never use Oliver's bathroom. He nodded and I was surprised to see that he was willing to go into my room. I opened the door for him as he was carefully watching me, but I kept telling myself not to look. It was embarrassing. I thanked God that I had cleaned my room before going to school and that there were no clothes left out of my cupboards. Leo walked into my bathroom and I took a deep breath, but then I noticed the bathroom door was still open. Why hadn't he closed the door? I went to my study table and arranged my books that were looking messy. Perfect. I muttered to myself, smiling, and as I took a few steps back my back hit something hard. I was startled and looked over my shoulder to find that Leo was standing behind me and looking straight into my eyes. He was walking closer to me as I was backing up. What happened? I asked, backing up until my legs touched my study table. His large hand reached forward and pulled me closer to him by my waist, causing my heart to beat fast. I was alone in my room with him and he was touching me. You know about me, right? Leo asked. My eyes widened. Is he talking about him being a werewolf? Will he kill me if I say yes? Tell me. He insisted, touching my lips. I did not say anything as I had no desire to die. That was when I noticed that his hand was turning animalistic and his nails were growing into claws. I breathed hard as he touched my lips, but it was no longer in fear. I didn't fear him, but there was something else happening inside me. His touch was driving me crazy. So you know. Leo whispered, his mouth mere inches from mine, his eyes shining once again like before. It's good that you know. Leo confided. Really? It's good. Why? I asked as he pulled me closer to him, leaning down so that our lips were almost touching. Because you are my mate. Leo confessed just loud enough for me to hear, as he softly brushed his lips against mine, kissing me. My eyes widened when I heard the word mate. I am Leo's mate? I panicked, trying to push him back. No, I am not your mate. I said, but he again pulled me closer and kissed me again. This time I could not push him as he gripped my whole body to his and deepened the kiss. He nibbled my lower lip. I felt like a toy in his skillful hands. You are, and only you will be. Leo promised into my mouth, having stolen my first kiss. Third person P.O.V. Asher was in the gym, doing his push-ups while Leo stood behind him as usual as David leaned against the exercise machine that was on the back wall of the gym. The seriousness on Asher's face and the tension in the room could not be hidden from anyone. The principal entered the room, dissolving the silence with his passage into the room. He looked at the three males whose eyes were fixed on him. He bowed his head to Asher, who had got up from the floor, and Leo handed him his shirt. Alpha, I am here to inform you that you're undoubtedly correct. The principal said, holding seriousness not only in his words, but in his expressions too. When the principal heard Asher at the time, he could not believe it, and he immediately went to check the information out so that he could give him the correct facts about his suspicions. Now, after checking everything, looking at every paper carefully, he had come to inform Asher that his suspicions were correct. An angry smirk formed on Asher's lips. Those hunters! David angrily growled, slamming a hand on one of the exercise machines. The principal was also irate to hear about hunters, but it was true. How did they enter the school? Leo sternly asked the principal. It was the principal's responsibility to keep an eye on all the activities going on in the school and report back to Alpha Gabriel and Alpha Asher every little thing that was going on, but this time it had been Asher that had noticed the hunters and not the principal. I am really sorry, Alpha Asher. In reality, I was not in school yesterday. Alpha Gabriel assigned me a small job that I was busy with. The vice principal had informed me that there were new students in the school who had transferred from another city. It all happened behind my back and it was too late for me to check because before that you had already suspected both brothers. The principal told Asher everything, slightly glancing up to see his angry face. Asher was very well aware of the principal's work. He knew he was responsible for carrying out the duties of his job that were given to him by Alpha. He was not angry with the principal. But Alpha, how did you get the hint that they were hunters? The principal curiously asked. The principal had no idea about any of this until he had entered the school and received a mind link from Leo saying that Asher wanted to speak with him immediately. Asher asked him to investigate a pair of twin brothers immediately, saying that they are hunters. His eyes when he looked into mine, the hate dancing on his surface, the dirty smirk he gave me while passing me, it all proved that they are both hunters and, Asher explained, stopping to get up from his seat and smiling evilly. They are here to hunt me. Asher finished, looking at his claws that came out of his fingers. David frowned, making his way over to Asher. How dare they? They are here to hunt our Alpha? Do they have a death wish? David growled, but Asher smiled. David was surprised to see a smile on his face. He already knew that these hunters had come here to hunt him, so why was he smiling? What's wrong? Am I missing something? David asked confused, looking at Leo and the principal. They were not reacting like he was as they were only listening to Asher, especially Leo. This was out of character for Leo's. Normally he would have panicked more than David. David had not been in the city for over the last year as he was in the pack of Asher's maternal uncle. He was unaware of the many things that had been going on in the New Moon pack. Why do they want to hurt only you, Asher? David curiously inquired, looking at Asher's eyes that were shining, as his wolf was talking to him. Because I am the one who killed their parents. Asher replied, revealing the truth, and David was shocked. David had not known about that. He knew that Asher hated hunters and had killed uncountable numbers of them, but killing the twins' parents was new information for him. He looked at Leo, who nodded his head. So you are saying that they came here for revenge? David asked, sitting on one of the chairs as this matter was too large and now Alpha Gabriel must be informed about it. So what's next, Alpha? Leo inquired in a serious tone. David bounced back once again, standing up from his chair. Yes, please explain what's next. If they are here for revenge for their parents, it means they are more dangerous than what was originally imagined. I can't see them as only 18 years old boys, they are hunters. Tell us what's next. David asked as Asher stretched his body in the air. Nothing. Asher replied in a normal tone. What? Nothing? You are not going to do anything? David wondered and was shocked, looking at him with disbelief. Yes. Asher replied, walking out of the gym. David, Leo, and the principal looked at each other and could not understand what was going on in Asher's mind. Why was he taking this so lightly? Or was there something else that they did not know? Wait for me! Leo shouted, running out of the gym. He saw Asher quickly walking, heading towards the canteen area. He was watching Asher's normal face, but there were too many things going on in his mind. As Asher and Leo came out of that area, Jessica came running up to him as she had been waiting for Asher for a long time. She hugged him vigorously. He stopped as he had not been expecting her here. He kept his hand on her back to stop her jumping. "Happy Hug Day, Asher!" Jessica loudly shouted, bouncing happily and hugging him tightly. Asher's irritated face came in front of her, making her flinch away from him. "What is this childish?" Asher growled at her. Leo already knew Asher was only barely pretending to be calm. He was taking this hunter thing seriously. Jessica came there at the worst time possible. I am sorry, Asher," Jessica stuttered, scared of him making a sad face. He glared at her with even more wrath. "Get lost with this hug day," he warned her. She quickly nodded her head. She had forgotten that he hates Valentine's week the most. When they had been in a relationship he would never celebrate it. Jessica quickly moved out of his way, lowering her head. Leo shook his head seeing her sad face. Asher's cold eyes caused tears to roll down to her cheeks. "Asher," Jessica said, stopping him by holding his hand with her soft one. "Let's get back together. I want to be with you again." "I still love you," Jessica announced, sobbing. Asher closed his eyes, not wanting to watch her cry. Leo did not interrupt them as he already knew how sensitive Jessica was. Only Asher could handle her in this situation. "You know it's not possible, right? We are not made for each other. The more important thing is that I am not interested in any kind of relationship," Asher replied. Making everything perfectly clear to her yet again, while removing her hand from his and beginning to walk away from there. "Is it because of your mate?" Jessica asked. He stopped dead at the mention of Bella. "If you do not want to be in any kind of relationship, then what about your mate? You have not rejected her. You are still bonded to her," Jessica countered. Asher could smell Bella's roses and ginger scent in the canteen. She was in here somewhere listening to every word of this exchange. "That's enough, Jessica. Who are you to ask me for a reason? I am not obligated to answer you. Go and find your mate. Don't force me to send you away again, because this time I will send you away for 10 years. Asher shouted, using his alpha tone. Jessica started to sob even harder, furtively trying to wipe her tears away. "One day you will understand me, Asher. Well, I am getting off with my hug day as you request. But your mate is also enjoying hug day with others," Jessica implied, running away crying. Leo knew that she would end up weeping, and he had been right. She was crying like a child. "What did she say?" Asher irritatedly asked, scowling, but chose to ignore her words. He was not interested in the meaning behind her accusations and again started walking to the canteen. Leo was looking around at everyone when he spotted someone special. Asher was busy messaging Alpha Gabriel on his phone. His eyes were fixed on the screen. "Alpha, one of the Hunter brothers is over there," Leo said, mind-linking Asher, and he lifted his eyes to see them. He was standing with other humans laughing, talking, and totally mixed with them, but his eyes also noticed the big dominating Alpha who was coming towards him. His smile grew bigger, but Asher gave him a normal look, totally not giving a bad about him, furthering his anger. That was when Asher noticed something and he stopped. "Bella! Taylor said and hugged Bella. She was startled, but still smiled at him. Asher's nails elongated and he dug them into his palm to control his rage. There were too many people in here, or this time he really would have ripped Taylor's heart from his chest. Asher's nails became thirsty for blood as he was asking her to hug back. She was hesitating before hugging him. She hugged him, but pulled herself back immediately too. "What is going on here?" Asher angrily asked, mind-linking Leo. Everyone in the canteen was hugging each other. "I heard that because of Luna slapping you, this year a new tradition has been brought into the school by administration. They are trying to make seniors and juniors friends so that their relationship will grow and the incident would not repeat itself. Seniors are giving hugs to juniors." Leo replied, mind-linking Asher. "What? What kind is it? Ask father to kick this administrator out of the school." Asher ordered Leo. He nodded his head. He also did not like the administrator after the prior incident with Luna and Lily. Now his new tradition just ended with Asher's mind. Leo looked at Bella, who was getting hugs from senior girls, but Lily was not there. It was strange as she was always around Bella, but today she was nowhere to be found. He looked here and there, but she was not there. Her lily and sea breeze scent was also not around the canteen. Asher was looking at Bella's smiling face while others were giving her warm hugs. It seemed as if she had never gotten hugs from many people before. Most of them were wolves and she was feeling good when they were behaving well towards her. At first, because of the slap, everyone was angry and hated her. The smile on her face was innocent and it caused his heart to flutter. He could not even blink his eyes, afraid to miss a second of her breathtaking smile. She is lonely. Ross noticed, and Asher had felt this through their bond. Her smile for only a hug proved it. "What about me, beautiful junior?" One of the Hunter brothers appeared before Bella and spread his arms open, totally checking her out thoroughly. Ross growled, watching as the Hunter was desiring after Bella's body. Asher was feeling his dirty intention and desire, but Bella just smiled at him as she knew that he was new in the school. "Bella!" Asher shouted, just as Bella was about to hug the Hunter. The Hunter brother immediately moved away from Bella. Every person there looked at Asher's face, which had turned red with anger. Bella looked around herself and felt weird. He really shouted as if she had done something horribly wrong. He never called her by her first name. He only ever said Bella Davis or you. Asher's nails retracted as he charged towards her, taking large steps and calming his face. "Yes," Bella slowly replied, licking her lips as he had not said anything. Asher was just gazing into her eyes. Leo sensed the tension in the air, so he sent everyone out of the canteen. "The principal was calling you. You have to go to his office." Asher manages to speak, controlling his anger. Bella felt his rage and Lena was scared to see him like this. His wolf was trying to connect with her again, but this time he was too dominating towards her wolf. He wanted to connect to her wolf under any condition. Bella was startled to see his behavior. She chose to leave before something bad happened in front of everyone. "Okay, thanks," Bella said, swiftly walking away from there. Bella walked towards the principal's office, but when she looked back, Asher had vanished from the room. Bella kept her hands on her chest as she was too dismayed in front of him at the canteen. Asher did not let her hug that handsome, tall, new senior, and he was still in range. Was it because of the hug? But Taylor had also hugged her. Bella felt as if he had seen her hugging him too. He did not react to see her hugging Taylor, so why towards the new senior? Bella shook her head and started to think why suddenly the principal had called her. She knew she had not made any mistakes. As she looked ahead, she screamed in fear as Asher was already standing in front of her. He placed his hand over her mouth, pulling her to a nearby wall. "Shhh!" Asher whispered, pressing her body with his own. Bella's breath stuck in her lungs as her body was again betraying her due to his touch and addictive scent. Why was he here? Was it a lie that the principal was calling me? She thought, nodded her head lightly. Asher removed his hand from her soft lips. "What were you doing in the canteen?" Asher asked, holding no emotion in his voice. His voice was making her wolf lose control. His eyes were fixed on her lips that had parted to answer him. "What do you mean?" Bella asked in a normal tone, not showing that he was having any effect on her. "Why were you hugging another male? Especially that twin brother?" Asher asked, touching her hair. Right now Bella did not know why, but she was scared of this big alpha in front of her. He was looking too possessively and his touch on her hair was too greedy. "How can I refuse only him? It's hug day. I could not humiliate him by refusing in front of everyone. I had already offended someone on the first day of school, I do not want any more enemies now." Bella replied, holding her breath and trying not to feel any more of his touch. It was not a forceful touch like before. His wolf was also connecting with Lena. Hearing her reply, Asher leaned closer to her, but he smelled another male's scent on her body. Bella closed her eyes, leaning back trying to glue her body totally to the wall while taking a deep breath. His breath was fanning against her face. "Don't enjoy other males' hugs from now on. Did you forget that I am your alpha? If you are trying to annoy me, then do something that will not make me hurt anyone or behead that person with my teeth. Slap me, hate me, release your anger, but don't push my buttons by hugging other males or smiling at or touching other males. Do you understand?" Asher whispered. It was a total warning. His wolf eyes were on the surface. Bella was fearful of him. He kissed her long hair and licked the shell of her ear too. She felt he was so dangerous at the moment and only wanted to run away from him. "Have you lost your mind or have you had an attack of insanity? I am not going to follow any of your orders. Let me go," Bella told him, pushing his chest away with her small hands. He had pressed her against his chest even more. Bella could feel her body getting hot like she had felt in the classroom. It was not good. She was feeling too hot again. Asher said. She heard only that sound from his mouth, but it wasn't an angry shout like usual. He again smelled her, this time nuzzling her, letting his nose run from her neck. She shivered, feeling the sparks all over her whole body again. He smelled her like he was going to eat her alive soon. This time she could not deny the sparks. A slight moan escaped from her lips. "You smell of another male. I want to rip these clothes off your body." Asher groaned, touching her. She got nervous hearing him, knowing that he was not joking. This was the first time he had touched her chest. She knew that today he was not like before. Day by day his behavior was getting more possessive, now he was looking obsessed. Well. That was when he clutched her and she bit her lips. Please let me go. She managed to gasp as he moved his hand from her. She pushed him a little in fear and tried to leave, but she was pulled into a hug and closed her eyes. His large hand again traveled to her. She knew if he did it then she would not be able to save herself from his hand. No one would dare to say a word on the matter to their alpha. What are you doing? Let me go. Don't touch me. Bella urged, holding her clothes tightly, fearing standing in front of eyes. Give me your clothes, right now. Strip? Asher demanded, nibbling her ear. She looked at his claws that had come out. He was going to rip her clothes. No, Bella whispered, stopping his hand and closing her eyes nearly in tears. Right now she was petrified of him. Asher's hand pulled her back closer to him. His hand went to the button of her shirt that had been open for a long time, but she was not aware of it. The hunter's eyes were on her chest at that time. Asher buttoned it up and Bella looked down, opening her eyes. He did not tear her clothes. She was still shaking in fear. Wrapping his arm around her waist, he rubbed himself against her completely, removing all traces of any other male sense from her body. Don't forget, I will never allow you to smell like any other male. Only smell like me, forever, Asher whispered. Lily's P.O.V. Due to continuously low marks on my tests I was incredibly irritated with myself. So today I had decided that I would be spending more than half of my day studying for tomorrow's test in order to get the marks I need. If these poor grades continue I would soon be failing. That was why when I would have normally been having lunch in the canteen with Bella, I was in the library reading books and studying. Bella had tried to convince me I should have lunch and after that I could go to the library, but she also understood the seriousness of the matter. Thankfully Bella told me that she would buy me some food and bring it up to me. But I have been reading these books for about half an hour and I was still waiting for her to bring me some food. My stomach was rumbling and growling due to being so hungry, but I was trying my hardest to concentrate on my studies. I got up from my chair and went towards the bookshelves, in search of more books. All the other students and the librarian were in the canteen, leaving me alone. I felt like a huge nerd. After thinking this I immediately started to laugh to myself. That was when the door to the library opened. Finally Bella had come with my food. I was starting to go crazy with hunger. Bella, what took you so long with the food? You know that I am feeling like my stomach is going to eat itself due to hunger. I joked, not looking up from the book I was reading. I was turning the pages of the book, matching the chapters with the syllabus. I was waiting for her reply but she never said anything. I had probably hurt her feelings when all she did was feel bad for me. That was in no way my intention. I needed to apologize to her. Bella. I began looking up, but she wasn't there. The book dropped from my hand, falling at my feet. I backed up in fear of who was standing in front of me. Yes. Leo said with a diabolical smile. Until that moment I had thought it was Bella that had come into the library, having never looked up to confirm it. Why had he come here? How had he known that I was in the library? I had been trying so hard to avoid him. He was also one of the reasons why I hadn't gone to the canteen for lunch today, as I knew he would be there. How had he found me? Leo looked down at the book that I had dropped on the floor then back at me. I felt remarkably nervous as I was looking at his lips that had touched mine. I hadn't been able to sleep the whole night after whatever it was that had happened between us in my room last night. He had called me his mate, then started kissing me. Despite my refusal and attempts to push him away, he still hadn't stopped kissing me. He had growled in my mouth while nibbling and sucking on my lower lip. That was the exact moment when I realized that the man standing in front of me was not a common man, but a very dangerous person who stole my very first kiss. As soon as I remembered my first kiss, I immediately put my hand over my mouth, worrying that he would kiss me again. Should I consider that as a gesture that you want me to kiss you again? Leo asked. My eyes widened as he was walking closer to me so that he could follow through on his word and kiss me. No, I replied, holding my hands out against his firm wide chest, pushing him back. Last night I managed to escape from his clutches with great difficulty, running away from him. Leo had been kissing me passionately when the sound of Oliver vomiting made its way to my room, and when Leo heard his disgusting noises he broke our kiss. Taking advantage of the golden opportunity, I had pushed him away, running out of my room. I was so petrified that I ran as fast as I could, then stood near the main door of my house waiting for him to come out of my room. I was fearful that if Oliver saw an unknown man in the house that he would kill me. When he came down, I immediately pushed him out, closing the door in his face in anger. I hadn't slept the whole night thinking of how I finally had my first kiss, but it was him and he had stolen it from me. Now after last night's accident, again he shamelessly stood in front of me and was trying to get closer. If he thinks that I will let him kiss me again, then he has another thing coming to him. He closed the distance between us again. Don't tell me that was your first kiss? Leo asked. I noted the smile on his face, as if he were pleased with the knowledge that his had been the lips to ever touch mine. But why would that please him? Yes. It was my first kiss and you stole it. I angrily shouted at him. He just smirked at me. Stole? I took what was mine and you gave it to me. Your every kiss should be with me and only me. Do you want to continue now? Leo inquired. I pushed him away a little. He was going to kiss me again and I couldn't even shout for help as no one was here. Do you know that you should never push your mate away from yourself like this? Leo groaned, licking his lips as if he was looking at something sweet that he just could not wait to taste it on his tongue. I watched him do this and it was making my heart beat really fast. I was feeling so hot. As I told you last night, I am not your mate. I don't know and I am not ready to understand any of what you are saying. Stop calling me your mate, as I am not interested in playing your twisted games. I know that you hate me. I insisted. I had used my stern tone for the first time in my life on a dangerous person who now just stood there with a normal expression on his face. This was an unexpected turn of events. He had always looked at me like he was going to swallow me alive. Taking his silence as a yes, that he understood my point, I tried to walk away from him. I left all my books on the table, only grabbing my bag, trying to get out of there as fast as possible. I had just gotten near the library door when a long leg kicked the library door shut. I was scared and put my hand over my mouth to stop myself from screaming. I had no idea why he had done this, but his eyes were looking really scary. I did not allow you to leave. Leo growled. I flinched at seeing his behavior. Why are you doing this? I asked, clinging to my school bag. I wish I had just gone to the canteen with Bella, at least then I wouldn't be alone with him. I had dug my own grave by being here alone. Well, well, Leo started to say, with his deep voice. He was seductively looking at me and I felt as if he was imagining me in his bed. What? How was this even possible? Why was I thinking dirty thoughts, but looking into his eyes only proved my thoughts right. From now on you will listen to me, am I clear? Leo asked and I frowned. No. I will not listen to you. You want me to blindly follow you just because you say that I am your mate, that doesn't make sense. I countered. Did he really think that I was that stupid? It really was a mistake to take his offer of help yesterday, it all started with that kiss. I should not have let him into my room, this was all my fault. Even if it doesn't make sense you still have to. Leo ordered, breaking me out of my reverie. He was not listening to me and was now coming closer to me. As you now know that I am your mate, I want to make one thing perfectly clear. No matter how much you refuse to believe it, it is true and you are my mate. You cannot run away from me. Leo proclaimed, sounding crazy. We will find you, catch you, and bring you back anytime and anywhere, even if you hide under the ground. So stop wasting your time and start focusing on me, only me. Do you understand? Leo clarified, looking deep into my eyes. What do you mean by we? I asked. He smirked at me, sensing my fear. Even though I had asked the question I wasn't sure I wanted to hear the answer. Me? My wolf and I, Leo replied, my eyes widened. My breath was stuck in my lungs as I gazed into his animal eyes hearing the word wolf. He had said his wolf. I had done so much research about this last night because I had felt that I was in danger. He was a shifter, a werewolf, and could catch me anytime and anywhere. He had also said that he would find me and that I couldn't hide from him. No, I am not your mate. You can't control my life, you can't do this to me. I argued, panicking, and shook my head. What I had said was admittedly dumb, the words clearly annoyed him as I saw his fingers coming closer to me. I closed my eyes in fear. He was going to hurt me because I had denied him, even after receiving his warning. That was when I felt his breath against my lips and I knew that his mouth was only inches away from me. Leo's arm had wrapped around my waist pulling me closer to him, gently cupping my cheek with his hand. Why? Why wasn't I able to push him away from me when I knew that he was dangerous for me? Why was I letting him touch me? Why? Actually, do you know what I want to do with you? Leo whispered. I opened my eyes as I felt there was a double meaning behind his words. His beautiful dark green eyes met mine, before I glanced down at his lips that parted again. I want to go, Leo whispered and stopped right there. Go? Go where? I wondered in my mind. He chewed his lower lip as he continued. I found it mesmerizing. You want what? I asked. I found myself lost in his eyes once again, they were not ready to leave mine. I want to go deep as I can, I want to bury myself as deep as I can, I want to have you, as quickly as I can. Leo whispered, finishing his words that had totally made my face turn red, scaring me. For 5 seconds I had forgotten to breathe before I came back to my senses. I pushed him away from my lips and swiftly opened the door of the library, escaping into the hall. Third person P.O.V. As usual, Bella and Lily were working at the shop, doing the evening shift, but today they were working even faster because instead of finishing work at 11 at night like they usually did, they were finishing at 8 tonight. Today was Lily's birthday and they were both going back to Lily's house to celebrate. Lily had asked the manager if they could finish early and the manager hadn't seemed ready to answer. But after 5 minutes he came back to Lily and Bella, putting his phone back in his pocket, and had allowed them to leave early. When Bella asked who he had talked to, the manager simply replied that he asked the owner for permission for them to leave early and he had granted it. Bella and Lily were both still wondering who this new owner was and if they would ever meet him. Lily was the happiest out of the two as she had already made sure that today Oliver was not going to stay at home as he was going to a club with his friends. Oliver had told her that he would not return home the whole night as he would be in the club with his friends, but that was very suspicious to Lily due to the fact he had never done that before. Whatever happened, Oliver always came home. He had never stayed out of the house for a whole day. He never left her alone in the house, no matter how drunk he got. He liked to come back and sleep at home. Either his friends would leave him at home or he came back on his own, but for some reason he was going to stay away the whole night. Lily was also stunned by the fact that he hadn't asked her for any money to buy alcohol. Oliver's strange change in behavior was making Lily very suspicious, especially in the past day, and she couldn't understand what was happening. "Are you all right? You look lost in your thoughts," Bella asked, as Lily arrived at the counter next to her carrying heavy stuff. Lily just stood near the counter, looking around the store as there were no customers today. Bella also noticed this and neither of them knew why not a single customer had come into the store today. It was very odd. "No, I am fine. Just not able to decide whether to buy a cake from the shop or make it at home," Lily grumbled with a deep sigh, making Bella laugh at Lily's dilemma. She was saying it as if it was a serious thing and deeply meditating on it. "Don't worry about that. Today is your birthday, I will make a cake for you at your house. I have already bought all the stuff. I love making cakes and I hope you like a cake made by me," Bella replied, laughing. "Really? You are going to make a cake for me?" Lily asked, getting excited and surprised at the same time. She had never expected that someone would make her anything. "Yes, I will, and it will be delicious too," Bella answered, looking confident about her baking capabilities. "Wow! Thanks," Lily said. Bella had a proud smile. "Okay, let's put a few of these items back in their proper places," Bella suggested, and they both were putting everything in its place. "Well, Bella, I heard something happened in the canteen today." Asher shouted your name and Lily repeated the story she had heard. "Who told you?" Bella asked, shocked to hear this from Lily. She had not even let her finish what she had been saying. She had not been there, but she knew everything. Everyone in the school knows about it. It became the hottest news on the school page. They are saying that for the first time Asher called someone's name as normally he does not give value to anyone around him. He doesn't even look at anyone. He has a serious ego problem and he treats everyone like dirt. But as he called your name openly, almost shouting possessively, it has become the hot news. They are talking about why he is so possessive of you when you have made it clear that you are not his girlfriend. Most of the girls in our classroom are commenting negatively on who likes Asher," Lily divulged as Bella just gritted her teeth in anger. It all happened due to his shout. Already no one liked me because of that slap, and the hug day was a bright spot that was telling me that everything would be alright, but now he has ruined everything, Bella said, taking an angry breath, while continuing to place the items in the right place. At that time she really thought that he would tear her clothes off. He had gone completely crazy, but Bella did not know why or how he had not torn them. She also didn't have any idea how she was going to deal with him. After buttoning her dress, he had not let her go, but had hugged her tightly as if he was celebrating Hug Day. I don't know what happened to me at that time. Why did I let him scare me like that? Why did I let him touch me? Bella muttered to herself, thinking about Asher's touch on her. It was too much. She had never been touched like that before. Lily smiled as she had heard her clearly, but she had not said anything to her and carried on working. Bella saw her smile and narrowed her eyes at her. "Is Leo your mate?" Bella asked out of the blue, causing Lily's hand to stop. She turned her head to gape at her, seeing that Bella was already sure about this. It was of no use to hide it from her. "He says that I am his mate, but I don't think I am. He is just bullying me, and this is his new way to bother me," Lily explained, and Bella chuckled. "Really? I do not think so. I also think you are his mate," Bella reiterated, looking confident. "Yes, it is. You do not even know how indecently he was speaking, never mind all the double entendre that every sentence was laden with. He just scared me to death. He even stole my first kiss," Lily professed in panic, but Bella gave an evil smile to Lily. "Oh, the first kiss with your mate," Bella exclaimed, and Lily blushed. "Now don't you start about this mate thing too. I am really terrified of it. Now he is more threatening as he said that I am his mate," Lily warned, hiding her blush quickly, making Bella smile at her actions. "Yeah, I think these mates are asterisk," Bella groaned in frustration as Lily agreed with her. "Maybe you are right," Lily replied. They both giggled like crazy, but not knowing that the two boys were sitting in their car outside of the shop listening to their conversations for most of the evening. They had heard each and every word clearly and could even see them through the glass door. *E. Ross asked in confusion, mind-linking Asher as he was not sure it was for him or not. "Yeah, she called me an *E. Asher told him. Ross smiled to hear him. "Then it's completely fine. She is not talking about me, as I am not an *E. Ross happily said, closing his eyes, and Asher barked at him. "Are you different from me?" Asher asked, but Ross completely ignored him after narrowing his eyes at him. Ross gave him the silent treatment. "What was that maybe about? Why is she laughing when Luna calls you an *E? Is she calling me an *E too?" Leo asked. Asher looked at him sitting in the passenger seat. "Yeah, your mate is calling you an *E, Asher confirmed. Both insulted males turned to watch the girls again. "She is really," Leo said, gritting his teeth in anger. "Why did you scare her by talking in double entendre? Were you testing her or something?" Asher wondered as Leo leaned his head against the seat. "Yes, I was testing her and she got scared. She could not understand my feelings, after all she is human. She can't feel the mate bond as I feel it. When I came to know that she was my mate and a human, she was already afraid of me." Humans are always like this, but you know I never liked humans and the moon goddess gave me a human mate. I scared her so that she would never come near me because it was getting harder and harder for me to control my wolf. He wants to mate with her, mark her. But she doesn't like me and I don't want to force my own mate, so I acted like this, Leo explained. Even though Asher's eyes were fixed on Bella, he had still listened to his friend's every word. He understood what Leo had been trying to say. They both were looking at their mates from the outside. So, are you giving up? Asher abruptly asked Leo, looking at him. Asher and Leo looked at each other blankly before laughing and smirking evilly towards Bella and Lily, who were still unaware that the boys were watching them. I know how to do all the housework and baking a cake, but I was never interested as my mom always used to make one for me on my birthday. Who taught you? Lily inquired, looking at the materials that Bella brought for the cake. Bella had brought everything in advance, but she hadn't replied to Lily's question. When Lily looked at Bella, she saw that Bella was oddly silent, just staring at the ingredients. I was not that lucky, Bella answered. Asher closed his eyes as he started carefully listening from outside. My mom used to stay out of the house for 20 days of the month as well as she used to work in the office for many hours. When I was 7 years old, Mom used to worry about me so much that she used to lock me in the house from the outside before going to the office as there were too many drunken men around our little home. Gradually, when I grew up, she allowed me to be alone at home. She did not lock the door so that I could go to school. Mom was absolutely broken after Dad's death. She completely stopped paying attention to her health and put herself fully into work to get out of her depression. Losing your mate was akin to dying for any werewolf. That was why I learned to do all the work by myself so that I didn't have to bother Mom much. She never let me out of the house, so I learned to cook a lot while staying at home, and one of those things was a cake. I have always been very fond of making sweet things. I used to get jealous when the other children in my school were going to each other's birthday parties. Mom allowed me to talk to human children, but never allowed me to go to their home or attend any of their birthday parties. I used to sneak out of my room in the evening just to see them having their birthday. I could see those people being happy with their family and friends. They had everything that I never got. I always wanted to make a cake for my friend as I could never celebrate my own birthday, Bella revealed, telling Lily everything with grief in her voice. She was again remembering her mother and the moment when she had lost her at the hand of that big wolf. Her last scream and her final words. Bella, are you okay? Lily asked, placing her hand softly on Bella's shoulder as she could see that there were tears in her eyes. Yes, I am completely fine, thank you, Bella replied, looking away from Lily, realizing that her eyes were full of tears. She drank a glass of water and looked at the items that she bought for Lily's birthday cake. She smiled a little sadly. What's wrong, Bella? You said you never celebrated your birthday. Why? Lily wondered, still unsure whether she should ask this question or not because maybe this question can hurt her, but she wanted to know. It was my birthday the day my father was murdered. Mom had gone absolutely crazy since that day and I had lost the very foundation of my life. That day proved to be wretched for me. Since that day when my birthday comes, I see the same frightful scene playing out in my mind again. At the same time, there is no person in my life who is happy on my birthday or to make that cake for me. I have no one, Bella answered truthfully. Lily tightly shut her mouth, regretting that she had asked this question to her. Bella's painful past again was brought forward by her stupid question and curiosity. She could not even say to Bella that she was with her because she very well knew that she cannot fill the void that was left by her father and mother. I will be back, Bella said, walking towards the washroom so that she can wash her face. Entering the bathroom, she splashed some cool water on her face. She was not able to control herself. It was impossible to forget everything like it had never happened. Not only Bella was in pain and grieving, but her wolf Lena was too. We have our mate, Lena suddenly said, mind-linking her. Bella smiled to hear her. Don't joke at a time like this with me, Bella replied, closing her eyes. Mate, Lena repeated. Bella opened her eyes as she felt Asher's presence behind her. She flinched away from his touch as she had not expected him in the girls' bathroom. He held her waist from behind. Bella was panicking. What are you doing here? This is a girls' bathroom. Third-person POV mate, Lena repeated. Bella opened her eyes as she felt Asher's presence behind her. She flinched away from his touch as she had not expected him in the girls' bathroom. He held her waist from behind. Bella was panicking. What are you doing here? This is a girls' bathroom. She angrily shrieked, but in a quiet tone so that the manager would not hear her. Asher did not reply to her, rather Bella was on the receiving end of the silent treatment yet again. He was just holding her, not saying a word. She could not understand what he was doing and tried to push him away, but he stubbornly would not release his grip on her. She was growing irritated before finally giving up as it was no use. She closed her eyes as Asher held her head against his chest. As she was close to him breathing in her scent, her wolf was calm. She was able to come out of her grief, but how was that possible? How had he known that she was sad? He had not been around her, Bella thought. After 2 minutes she opened her eyes, realizing that she was yet again letting him touch her. Moving her whole body away from him, she glared up at him. He came here to take revenge on her as she had kicked his feet in the school in anger when he was not letting her go. He was giving her a normal look like he hadn't done anything, but he was in the girls' bathroom and still had not left. Bella walked out of there and looked back to see that he was following her. When she came back to Lily, Leo was already sitting on one of the chairs, eyes fixed on Lily who was purposefully ignoring him. Asher joined him and now they both were staring intently at the girls. Bella joined Lily at the counter. When did they get here? Bella asked, avoiding Asher's gaze that was on her body. She kept having the unsettling feeling that he was staring at her, which was not completely true. He was, however, totally checking her out. It could have been her imagination, but since he had touched her there, she had been feeling too ashamed to even look him in the eye. Werewolves as a rule do not feel much in the way shame, what with shifting and everything. However, in Bella's case it was slightly different as she was used to living among humans. As you entered the bathroom, I saw Asher kicking open the door and entering at full speed. I was panicking seeing him do it as I could not understand what exactly was going on. He was looking so dangerous. At the same time, Leo also entered the store. From that point on I could not tell you about Asher, or he would just shout that "don't look at other male" thing he always does. He did that even when I was looking at Oliver. Lily whispered, and they both understood each other's point. There were no customers and only two weird males were present who were being totally ignored by both females, but an uncomfortable tension was still spreading in the air. "What do you want?" Bella asked Asher, as she could not stand being under his icy gaze a moment longer. She was hoping that he would leave here quickly. "I want pizza," he demanded. Bella gave him a blank look. "What? Pizza?" He was asking for pizza? Was this his new way to bother her? "There is no pizza here," she coldly replied to him. "Manager!" Asher suddenly shouted and Bella began to panic. Why was he calling the manager? Was he going to complain? "Hey, why are you calling the manager?" she asked, running towards him to stop him from yelling for the manager. He got up from his seat with an evil smile, satisfied with her reaction. "Why? Are you scared? Then why are you daring to offend your customer?" Asher chided with a smirk. Bella gritted her teeth in anger. "You," she was about to give him a bitter reply. However, before she could, the manager came running as if there was a bull behind him. Bella shut her mouth tightly and Lily was also dreading to think what was about to happen. "Yes sir, is there a problem?" the manager inquired of Asher, looking at Lily and Bella. Leo heard the heartbeat of Lily that was beating like a rabbit. "Why do the part-timers not know about pizza service?" Leo asked, leaving the girls confectioned. Asher leaned back in the chair, but Bella saw a new menu in his hand. According to it, the store has also started a pizza service, but she did not know anything about it. Lily came over to Bella as she had also noticed the new menu. "When did the store change the menu? When did they put it here?" Lily asked. Bella picked it up from the table, still confused. According to the menu, this was no longer only a store, but from tomorrow they are also stated to sell pizza and burgers. The most important thing for the girls was that the part-timers would have to deliver the food. It would also be part of their job. The new owner had changed everything. "Sorry sir, I had forgotten to inform the part-timers about it. It was my mistake, not theirs," the manager explained. Asher and Leo only nodded their heads. As Bella and Lily made their way back to the counter. "As for the pizza, other part-timers will serve you soon. Please wait patiently," the manager said with a sweet smile. Asher frowned at his response him. "Why other part-timers? I want my pizza from her. I want her service only or I do not want anything," Asher declared, pointing towards Bella as she glared at him. She knew he had come here to annoy her. In other words, to seek revenge. "Actually sir, today is Lily's birthday so they want to go home to celebrate. They will not be here to help you. We are very sorry," the manager informed him. The whole time, Bella and Lily had been gesturing to the manager to stop and not to tell them about her birthday, but he could not hold his tongue. Asher and Leo looked at the girls. Asher just looked at Lily once, then turned to Leo. It was his matter. Leo did not say anything, just stared at Lily. "We should escape quickly while we still can, or they will do something to make us stay," Lily whispered to Bella as quietly as she could as she now knew that both the males could hear her. "Sir, we need to leave now. It's 8 at night and our shift has finished," Bella said. The manager nodded his head. As always, Bella entered the storeroom to change from her work uniform back to her school clothes, but this time she locked the room knowing that Asher would enter like last time. Lily was waiting for her outside of the room. As they both were near the door, Asher and Leo were still sitting in the same place. They both exited the store. I think something is wrong. Why did they come here? Lily wondered. They both looked back to the store. Something was really wrong. Let's ignore them. It is getting late. Let's go. Bella replied. They both moved through the streets quickly. David's P.O.V. Hey boys. I said, walking into the store wearing my cool glasses, taking a place beside Leo. Where were you? I thought I would grow old waiting for you. Leo taunted. I was shifting Victoria's stuff into my house so it took some time. I replied, ordering a drink. So she finally agreed to live with you? Leo asked. I had to shake my head. Not completely. We have mated and marked each other, but she is still not talking to me. I am the only one who talks to her, she ignores me all the time. Too many things happened between us prior to me marking her, she is not ready to forgive me. She controls herself very well, but I am having a huge amount of difficulty with it. I have been begging her for the past 3 days to move her into my house. Today she finally agreed. I will have to head back to her soon, I clarified, feeling so tired. Winning Victoria would not be child's play for me. I wasn't going to any of my fangirls, either. I was avoiding all the girls so that Victoria would not spot me with them. I was trying my best to win her back. Where are Luna and Lily? I asked when I noticed that they were not here and another part-timer had served me a drink. Today is Lily's birthday, so they left, the manager replied. I looked up to him. Did you tell them Asher is now the owner of the shop? I inquired. He shook his head. They asked, but I did not tell them who the new owner was. They also didn't know who was behind their doubled salary and bonus either, the manager answered. I sent him back to his work. I looked at Asher, who had a calm expression on his face. When do you plan to tell her? I asked playfully. No need to tell her. Let things continue as they are, Asher responded and I nodded. Did you buy the stop because of her? I wondered, annoying Asher. Why would I buy it because of her? I liked this shop, so I bought it. That's all, Asher replied. I shut my mouth after hearing him, glancing at Leo who was not going to get involved as he was a little annoyed himself. We all sat there for almost 45 minutes talking about many different things. Let's get back to the topic. What about hunters? I asked. The atmosphere changed abruptly as we were serious. About them. Leo began and suddenly stopped. Leo looked at Asher, who was also looking just as disturbed as Leo was. They both looked like they were talking to their wolves. Did you feel it? Leo asked and Asher nodded, looking too angry. What's wrong? I asked in confusion, and Asher got up from his seat. She is in danger. Asher revealed, clenching his fist in fury and walking out of the shop. Third person P.O.V. Lily and Bella left the shop quickly heading towards Lily's house. But as Bella had never been to Lily's house before she had to follow Lily. Half an hour had passed by swiftly as they had been talking to each other non-stop. As they reached the front door of the house, Lily took her key out of her pocket. Opening the door, she was relieved to see that Oliver was definitely not here. She had seen him leaving the house earlier, but he didn't have any luggage with him. So she had suspected that he might have come back home again to pick it up. Lily didn't want Bella to ever meet Oliver, as she didn't want Bella to know that her stepbrother is an alcoholic. That being said, there was also the fear that Bella would never talk to her again after finding out about Oliver's drinking habits. The only thing that Lily had ever told Bella about her family was that she has a stepbrother. As they walked into the house, Lily closed the door behind them and Bella looked around, placing the cake ingredients on the dining table. Bella knew that Lily lived with her stepbrother, but she kept the house very well cleaned. Bella was surprised to see that despite Lily's house being twice as large as her one-bedroom house, she had kept everything tidy and there wasn't a single speck of dirt or dust anywhere. "Bella, my room is upstairs, would you like to see it?" Lily asked, but Bella shook her head. "No, I will see your room later. Why don't you go and change out of your uniform quickly? While you do that, I will take out all the ingredients and put them in the bowl. First we will both cut your birthday cake and then enjoy it," Bella told her. Lily hurriedly made her way towards her room. After throwing her uniform on the bed, she entered the bathroom to wash her face. Wearing normal clothes when she came out of the bathroom and back to the kitchen, Bella was still in the process of mixing everything in a bowl. She was so fast. "Is there something for me to do? Do you want my help?" Lily asked. Bella shook her head. "No. You just take your seat and I will handle everything," Bella replied. "No, I cannot let you take care of everything. You are making the cake, I will make some pasta for us," Lily stated, while pulling the pasta packet out of the shelf. "Are you satisfied with how much studying you got done in the library? You spent quite a bit of time in the library, so I think you will do very well on tomorrow's test," Bella asked, placing the cake in the oven. "Yes, I hope so, but I am still very scared. If I get low marks again, everything will be a hot mess," Lily worried with a big sigh as she stirred the spoon into the pot. She looked very serious about her grades. "Don't worry," Bella advised, sitting down in the 1-in-4 chairs at the table. They were continuously chattering with each other, joking around while making cake and pasta, never forgetting to make fun of their egotistical mates when the chance arose. They were once again laughing, reminiscing over the memory of when they called them Star. Along with the pasta, they had also made some other types of food. After about an hour, all the food including the cake was ready and both of them had put their small feast down on the dining table. "Finally, now we can cut your birthday cake," Bella exclaimed, wiping her sweat. "You are sweating a lot because you are still wearing your uniform. Why don't you go to my room and wash your hands, face, and if you want, you can wear my clothes too," Lily offered, pointing to her room. "No, I don't need to borrow your clothes as I will be returning to my house in a little while, but I do want to wash my hands," Bella replied. "No, today I will not let you go anywhere. Anyway, there is no one in my house, so both of us will stuff ourselves with food tonight, then watch a movie. So go change and come back down wearing whatever clothes you like. I will wait for you," Lily commanded. Bella promptly ran upstairs to Lily's room, walking straight into the bathroom. She also wanted to watch a movie. While downstairs, Lily was putting the plates on the dining table. "Let's cut your cake," Bella said, coming back downstairs freshly changed. "Okay," Lily replied, extremely excited as she quickly grabbed a knife. Bella giggled at seeing her excitement while Lily cut the cake. They fed cake to each other, being absolutely ridiculous with the delicious confection. "Oh my god! It is better than the cake from the shop!" Lily exclaimed. She couldn't stop herself from complimenting Bella. "I am glad that the birthday girl likes the cake I made her," Bella said, dramatically, and they both laughed. Suddenly Lily noticed something. "Oh no! We forgot to take pics. Give me 1 second, I will get my phone from my room," Lily announced. She swiftly ran towards her room, while Bella was serving pasta on the plates. She was swaying her body a little while she was humming her favorite song and thinking which movie they should watch. She was ecstatic as her dream had finally come true. She made a cake for her best friend as an added bonus. Lily had loved it. "Ah! Who are you?" Bella screamed. Lily came running down the stairs with her phone in her hand when she heard Bella's shout. Running at double the normal speed, she reached the dining table and saw that Bella was not alone in the kitchen. Oliver was there. "Bella, what's wrong?" Lily asked as she ran closer to Bella to hold on to her hand. When Bella had been serving the pasta on the plate and humming the song, Oliver had come from behind, grabbing her waist. She didn't know how she hadn't even noticed Oliver's arrival. She hadn't even detected the smell of his body. It was all very strange. "Oh, I am sorry, I thought you were Lily as you are wearing her clothes," Oliver said, making up a very ridiculous excuse. Even though Bella was wearing Lily's clothes, they both had very different colored hair and Bella was taller than Lily. Bella's hair was longer than Lily's, and the biggest red flag was the way that Oliver had gripped Bella's waist. No step-brother would do that to his sister. "Oliver, what are you doing here?" Lily asked, panicking, not knowing that he was going to return home. "Since when do you ask me questions, Lily? Do I need your permission to come back to my own home?" Oliver questioned. Bella looked at the smile on Oliver's face, but it wasn't matching up to the words he was saying. Bella could feel Lily's fear through her trembling hand that was clasped in hers. I am sorry, I did not mean to," Lily stammered. "No problem, Lily. I know it's your birthday, so I bought a cake for you," Oliver said with a big smile, showing both girls the cake box. Lily was shocked to see the cake as he had never done anything like that before. "Let's celebrate your birthday," Oliver added, walking into the living room and sitting down on the sofa. Lily, I think I should leave. I will see you tomorrow." "Enjoy the rest of your birthday," Bella suggested, and Lily quickly nodded. She did not want her to stay here now. "No, why would you leave? You are Lily's friend Bella. Don't you want to join her during her big day? Come on. I know you were going to stay over tonight," Oliver admonished. Bella could not deny it as she was wearing Lily's clothes, which proved that she had been planning on staying there. "I am waiting, Lily," Oliver warned sweetly, causing Lily to flinch knowing that she was making him wait. "Let's go, Bella. After cutting the cake you can leave and head back to your house," Lily said, and Bella nodded. As both girls took their places, a group of men entered the house. Lily's eyes widened when she saw Oliver's friends. So today he was holding a party with his friends like always. She had not known about it as he had not been home. She could not even get up from her seat at the table, nor could she ask Bella to get up. Bella was also looking at Lily as she was not able to comprehend what was happening. Why were there so many people here? Hey! We are here! One of Oliver's friends shouted as Lily's fingers were working on her phone. Bella, make any excuse you can think of and quickly leave the house, right now. Bella got Lily's message. At the same time she could hear her heartbeat which was beating uncommonly fast. She understood something was wrong with the current situation. She had asked her to leave and yet she was not daring to get up from the table herself, which made Bella highly suspicious. In addition, Lily's step-brother was kind of off. He was giving a creepy look to Bella, checking her out shamelessly. It motivated Bella to adjust the dress she had borrowed to cover her knees and make sure that she was properly covered as she was rather uncomfortable under his sleazy stare. "Happy birthday, Lily," one of the men commented while he touched Lily's hair like a total creep. "Thanks, Bob," Lily answered, completely repulsed by Oliver's friend. She shoved his hand away from her hair. "I thought you fought with Oliver and were not talking to him," Lily pointed out, glaring at Bob as he ghoulishly smiled at her. "No matter how much we fight, we always manage to patch things back up. We are best friends," Bob admitted as Lily had to again shoved his hand away. He was touching her hair again and again, as if he had the right to do so. "Bella, go!" Lily again messaged her. "No, I will not leave you. Let's leave together. I think they are drunk." Bella messaged back. Lily already knew that they were drunk. They were drunk 24 hours a day. Bella was not ready to leave her alone to handle this mess. "Let's drink!" Bob exclaimed, opening the cake box. Bella and Lily were terrified to see that the cake box did not have an actual cake in it, but it was full of wine. They both looked at each other. "Let's drink, Bella," Oliver demanded, moving close to her. "No thanks, I do not drink," Bella replied, having decided to leave and take Lily with her. "Yes, she does not drink, Oliver." "Let's go, Bella," Lily nodded to her and they both got up from their seats. Suddenly Oliver pulled Bella back with her wrist. "Drink it quietly, baby, or I will trap you without you being intoxicated. It will be quite painful," Oliver whispered. Bella threw the wine in his face. Lily put her hand over her mouth having seen what Bella had done. She was dead. "Go away yourself!" she screamed and Lily ran towards her. "Bella, let's go," Lily pleaded, grabbing her hand as they both ran towards the main door. Bella understood that they were in danger, but she was not going to leave Lily alone here either. When she tried to open the door she found that it was locked. Lily nearly broke the doorknob in fear. Well, they heard Oliver's voice, looking back to find that he was standing behind them with his 3 friends. He had locked the door when they had entered as he knew something like this could happen. "You are really fearless, just like they said. It will be quite fun," approved Oliver as if she was a bright shiny new toy. Bella was standing in front of Lily. She understood after what Oliver had said earlier that the group planned to *E both of them. "Who told you that?" Bella asked as he had said they said. "It meant that someone was behind it." "No one," Oliver answered, drinking his wine while glancing at Lily. "Come here, Lily, and go with Bob into my room. Just leave him and everything will be all right," Oliver commanded, pointing to his room, but Lily shook her head. She had never expected that Oliver would do something like this. Join our Facebook and WhatsApp group for more updates, link is given in description. Rest audiobook will be continued in next episode.